What's going on, y'all? Um, of course, the topic of the day, due to O'Dickhead's working on his gun laws thing, I just wanted to point out a couple facts that I'm sure most of you that are watching my channel or any of our channels that are in this like-minded group already know this, but more laws towards guns, is that going to help? Well, look at it this way. 95% of all crimes committed with a firearm, the firearm was an illegal firearm. In other words, it was either stolen, used by a person not allowed to own a firearm, something along them lines. So that tells me right there, I mean, if you're willing to commit a crime like robbery or murder, are you worried about, well, okay, I can go kill all these people, but damn it, I might get convicted of using an illegal firearm. And it is crazy. Another fact or another statistic that I found was less than 1% of murders were committed with a legal firearm. And now let's look at the biggest mass murders out there where the most people were killed. Let's talk, well, let's start off with Columbine. Let's go with the most recent school shooting. And I don't want to put these out there as though I'm minimalizing the fact that a lot of innocent lives were lost, okay? I feel for them. I'm not trying to take away from that. I'm just trying to state statistics here, okay? Columbine and the most recent one, those firearms were illegal. So any gun law would not stop that. Now let's look at bigger loss of lives. The Oklahoma bombing, the two attempts, one successful, on the Twin Towers. No firearm was used. Look at the facts, man. If you're gonna, if your intention is to kill somebody, do you care whether you're supposed to have that 10-round mag or a 25-round mag? You don't give a shit. You're not going in there caring about any law whatsoever. It just, the only thing I could see that might help would be maybe a little bit more people being put on a list that have mental issues. If you are on, antipsychotic drugs or something like that, now I'm just kind of speaking out my ass. I haven't researched this much or anything like that, but I don't want to mention any names because I think that's one of the biggest problems with the news now is they glorify these killers. And they name their names, they show their picture all over the place. And that just, in my opinion, brings out the worst in the other psychos that are out there thinking, hey, I can make a name for myself doing the same thing. So I'm not going to mention any names. But the people that did these big crimes, Liberty, get out of there. Sorry, I still have to deal with a psycho puppy. She is never allowed to own a gun. That's a fact, because she's psycho. They focus on the criminal, not the victims, and they make them into this big anti-hero I guess you'd say. I'm not sure the right word, but it just makes them liberty. Get out of there. I have no idea how you people with children deal with this. I'm talking to a puppy. Back to the subject, hopefully. The news perpetuates the martyrism of these criminals. Did I just use two big words or one big word and one I made up? Either way, make it deserve a drink. Gun laws, restricting gun laws anymore is not going to do any good. If anything, let's have a better mental background check. If they've been ever in the hospital for mental issues, maybe that's something, and I'm just talking on my ass here thinking, maybe that's something that should be looked at, but don't outlaw any more than we already currently have federally, not state, federally. All right, I've bored you guys enough with this. There's so much going through my head with this stuff, and so much that, you know, I wish I could afford to do, because I know, I know old dickhead is going to come out with some new laws that are going to restrict us in a way that now we are subjected to the people that don't care about laws. And in some cases, some of us law-abiding citizens may just have to secretly break the law and set some stuff aside somewhere else in case something goes down. Because I'm not giving up my guns. That's not going to happen. And I know, you know, everybody sits back and says, out of my cold, dead hands. I hate to say it, but it's pretty much the way it's going to be for me. You know, the only thing I have going for me is my wife, and I love her dearly. But first off, I don't think they're ever going to collect up our guns. Can you imagine what it would take to do that? Our country is already in such a financial burden. What would it take to look at the records of people that own guns, and the states like Arizona where I can sell a gun at a swap meet? What would it take for them to come door to door and have warrants to come in and search your house? And how many people are going to allow that? I won't be one of them. I don't ever see them coming and confiscating our guns. I don't see that happening. Too much money involved to the government, too much trouble, too much bad press, if you will. Because there will be, I know there's a lot of people that'll say that and not stand behind it. And hell, I'll be honest, I don't know if I would stand behind it if it really did happen to me. If they came and said, hey, we want your guns. I mean, my first reaction would be, I don't have any guns. Do you have a warrant to come search my place? Beyond that, it would be in the moment. You know, everybody talks about how tough you can be or how badass you are, but until you're actually sitting in that situation, liberty, and facing it, you don't know. Now, some of you that may have already seen action through military, through law enforcement, or whatever, you may have had to deal with those type things. I've dealt with certain issues that I'll never go through on YouTube, but I've double enough that I feel like I would back up my word on this. However, you never know. I'm rambling like a sumbitch. I'm just really kind of pissed off that because one stupid mother that already knew her kid had a problem left her guns after training him with her guns unlocked in the house. Well, she definitely paid for it, but unfortunately 20 innocent lives, that's the most brutal part, man. Innocent lives were taken. And then the teachers that put themselves between that ass and the kids, their lives were taken because this mother was an irresponsible, untrained gun owner. Alright, I've rambled enough. Y'all can dog on me about what I'm talking about. Whatever, those are my thoughts. Take it easy, and if you can afford to, get out there and buy up your shit now. Because I don't think it's going to be available here fairly soon. I'll talk to y'all later.